people to them having protective because I've been blessed, because I'm an older woman, and because I'm Black and I'm wandering around Africa, they want to make sure nothing happens. Okay, that's the bottom line. And that's the only thing I can say. All right, you know. And when I go places, I have been embraced and mama. That's they don't know that it's like mama. And thank goodness I'm old man. You know? So they are very protective and so forth. And besides, I'm with a guy. You know, I got with people, so they would never take me any place that's dangerous. Nobody wants anything to happen to you while you're there. Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for London? One and what?
Yes. Oh, man. Okay, Howard just asked me, did I have fun? Well, hello, cousin. Yes, I have fun. It is, the only way for me to honestly say it has been a blessing. Yes, I'm a little adventurous, so yeah, so I'm okay. But to be over there and to see the changes all over the continent, you see the growth, and so forth. And you're very proud of the changes that you see, but you also see that history is being lost and so forth. So yeah, I have fun. Sorry.
Like that, out of this group of images, is there one that you're most proud of? Is it most favorite?
Yes, that one with the young girl there. Because it was like, they not partying, sorry, that's the thing. They're at the festival and they are, they're rejoicing in the young man that has gone into manhood and so forth, because he jumped the bull. And I'm standing behind them, and all of a sudden she turns around and said, and basically the look on her face is like, I see you. And that's one of my favorites. Yeah. But I love them all. Every one of them got a story. Yes, sweetheart.
Where do you think yours was like?
I'm sorry.
Like, where do you think yours was like? I'm scared of you at that first.
Yes.
Yeah, like at first.
Were they afraid of you at first?
Oh. From a few African American women that they get to see and so forth. So generally it's, Europeans and so forth that are over there. So when they see a Black woman come and photograph them, oh no, it's like they're real happy. I mean, I've had them, grab me by my hand and take me off and photograph them in their buggies. That's a whole nother story. But so no, it has been you were very well.
Because I have been coming to the One Bronx One book club. We've been having it here weekly, so I've been here I think 3 times, and we have our book meeting, and we as we come and go see all these photographs around here, and I stayed today to listen to you all talk, and just listening to you talk about this now, like I just wonder, it makes me think of like the Amish here, or like maybe the Hasidic Jewish communities, because like I don't know much about the Ethiopia, and like I would know, is that what everyone in Ethiopia looks like, or would you say it's more like, from what you're saying, it sounds like it's more like smaller communities with
Yes, it is down in the southern portion of Ethiopia. Okay, so yes, in the north, you have various people like the Tigray that was just fighting with the military, because there are people in the country besides the 10 and 15 that I talked about in the Omo. But I have to honestly tell you, when you look at the people in the northern or the upper portion of Ethiopia, especially around the capital, and the ones that we see here in the States, predominantly they look, they're very attractive. They've got straighter hair and everything. They're really quite attractive people. I personally believe when the Europeans were drawing the lines, you know, the country lines, they made a mistake. Because when you see the tribe, the Hammer tribe dance and celebrate, they dance just like the Messiah, jump up and down, okay? So I just believe that it was, the lines were drawn incorrectly, that these people more are part of the, would have been part of the Messiah people, you know, even though they're Hammer. But there are many, many people, many languages. Oh,
Melanie, next. This is Melanie's work. I think it brings to mind Andy Warhol. And who, the photo. Did you have that vision of that photograph in mind, or you just came from?
No, not at all. When I got into photography, I started about 10 years ago. I'm a creative by nature, reading, sewing, drawing, all kinds of stuff. And I realized that the photography part of it was not enough, right? And I had gotten a laptop. It had one of these different applications on it, and I started playing around. And I'll be honest with you, some of the best work are the mistakes. And it's like, oh, no, I gotta say it, I gotta say it, right? And that is basically what happened with that. If you get a chance, and hopefully everybody will go after the artist tour, I have the original pictures on
That
the
was my
bottom.
mention that.
Original picture on the bottom, and then what happened afterwards. And the guy that they had on that's Dexter, there was an event when, I don't know, about 10 years ago, it used to be in Brooklyn, the Bearded Gents, right? Now they call them the Silver Foxes. They're like a movie crowd. But his name was, he was one of that crowd. And they just had a nice little gathering in Prospect Park. And we had been talking on Instagram, and we finally met, and it's like a whole unity thing. And that was the first time I actually met her in person. And but I was just toying around, and I was like, oh, and I love that, ooh. But that comes with hours of just sitting around and just playing and stuff. So I'm gonna start with the first one next to it, which is Dapper Africa throughout LA, Brooklyn. He hung out with Erica Badu and anybody that knows Laos. He hung out with them, and he was highly into fashion. So that particular, just kind of had a little photo op at Dance Africa Fest over in Brooklyn, my band. And he just went into his element, and I just shot that and just, like I said, played around with a few apps. Back again to the one next to it, which is Dexter. Actually, and the one with the hands so full by, that one was also taken the same day as the one with Dapper Africa. And it was my photography where, whether I'm making art out of it or not, I'm trying to harness in on what the average person is not paying attention to. So for me, it was the hand lock at the bottom that they did themselves. And then I just thought, I was like, all right, you just chop this up a little bit. You'll notice with some of my work, I've chopped it up. I don't, that's kind of like my outside of the box, if you will. The next one next to it is still at Dapper Africa. He just put on a different hat and decided that he was going to smoke. And I'm trying to catch a smokestack. I love catching smoke. I need to get to a cigar around. Anybody know? So something about catching smoke.
I'm the same way.
And so, yeah, so that one there, once again, just trying to create my own niche in the art field, just chopping the picture up in half, that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
with no texture on it, and then seeing what comes from that. I actually, started a series with, other, uh, pictures as to such, that I'm, going as kind of by. The one that's next to it is actually my daughter. That was another time we went out to, against Africa, and she was just kind of posing, kind of in the same spot. The following year, as with that was, there's this little, now and again in the neighborhood, they'll have this little uncle experience, that was really like her own photo. She did hers, and it's funny because she has not even seen this picture yet. She's supposed to be. I was going to surprise her, and she called me at the last minute. I'm like, well, all right. She doesn't even know based on Andy Warhol kind of thing. All we know of, on our cameras or on our laptops, and I just made real full use of it. I didn't really know if I was going to be able to put my foot in the door and be recognized as a photographer because there's so much talent. I needed to do something different. And so I created what I thought was a virtual photo, and which is where also my tag name Kaleidoscope Lady comes from. So I do texture, color, movement. I will move something around where it's totally altered, and I've made something new out of it. And that's pretty much my work.
Great, thank you. What I would just say about all of this is that as a photographer, and I think we can all relate, that when what I do is at a show, I watch how people react to their work. So as people are walking by, when they stop, know you did the right thing. And then when they're nodding their head, that's even better. And if it's more than one person they're talking about, pointing at. When we gave our opening, everybody was doing that with everything. So I said, we did it. Because people were actually stopping and analyzing and saying, wow, look at that. Especially the one that Paul did and one Melody with glasses. That was a big hit. As they all great work. So, Mr. Cash.
Thanks for coming through.
Well, let me just say, your theme is dancing.
Correct.
Okay. So I know you didn't go all of these steps at the same time. When you went out and you took photos of
I'm not magazine. That might be something that's very much in common because you spend a lot of time in Africa. And I wanted to answer your question because you really don't know how much you're welcome in African American until you're over there. It's just uncanny. I mean, they welcome you as a human being. They recognize that you're a part of them. But what you have to do is you have to respect their culture and respect them. You can't go over there and grab African American. Well, they do it this way in America, and you're not doing it. Don't work like that. It's a different world, it's a different culture. And as you get to learn more about their culture, you also learn more about yourself. And that's really the big thing that they think about. I went to Nigeria 1979 to 1984. I was the first American or Black person, I would say American, to freelance there for 4 years. And so I worked with newspapers, magazines, advertising agencies, etc. Because they had to make a living. But they made sure I made a living. They gave me work, and I did what I was supposed to do. So we're going to start with this image over here. That is called the relation. And then I took in Nigeria in 1983. Now, this is where the motion began. You see the young lady with her arms up in the air. What I find also too that women love their freedom in dance. They love to put their arms up in the air. It's a free motion. Men don't normally do that, unless it's choreographed or, and they'll get upset unless they're gay. That's normally how men, but women do that naturally. That's their energy. And you see it there, and you see it there, and you see it there. That's what women do. They find freedom in dance a lot more so than men. Men keep their arms out and stop it. Women bring their arms out. So in here, there's a gentleman in the back whose movement. And I said to myself, it's 1983. I said to myself, there's something going on here that I haven't paid no attention to. So when I came back to America in '84, I needed a bridge. Because in Nigeria, you live in, every day is different, you know, and it's an exciting energy. I mean, America really can't compare to that kind of energy that's going on here. So what I did was, I think I don't know if I did it before. I started with the emotion because it was like Melanie said, I had to be different. I didn't want to be the same as everybody else. You know, you have 1,000 photographers shooting the same thing, but I knew mine would be different because of the technique I was applying. Now, I didn't apply the technique out of here. There was an old photographer, there was a photographer named Manida, who used to use the technique of motion on faces. So what I did was I took dance. Because in dance, it's like dance is like sports, it's like football. It's something that's always moving left and right. So, but dance is fun. And that's why I explained dance is fun. Dance was fun because I would choose African American groups because then I was my bridge. And so one of my favorite images, like Malik always says, is Fela. I shot Fela, I think it was twice, once in '84, once in '82, and the second one was in, I think it was '89. And that's this piece right here. This was done in the Bronx, over at Orchard Beach. That's Harlem. That was done in the film. Normally it's cut off in 35, but the film was, for some reason, it just, so I didn't, so that's how it appeared on the film. And that was called the Mystic One. That was called Queen Peas. So that's the dance from Mozambique. I shot that in Manhattan. And let's see. This is called Passing Through. I also shot it in Manhattan. I did a whole series on African dance in slow motion. But I did it because you're supposed to use your art to free yourself because there's a whole lot of nonsense going on around the world. So, if you can get pleasure from your art, fun from your art, then that's important. That keeps you sane. If you start bridging into this nonsense that's going on, especially today, you're out of your mind. It drives you crazy. Because people are doing stuff that just makes, it's taking us back to, anyways, this one is done, if you ever went to Felix Hernandez,
Yes.
Felix Hernandez has these, what is it, these dances. You do, yeah. And so this was done there. And I just loved it because, she was having a great time. And so, and you can look at her face. I mean, she just has It's just like, that's that book. I can't say it on camera.
Yeah.
But you know, and it's a sense of pride, dignity, fun, and energy. So I always try to do work that celebrates us the people, because I have to explain it. And I don't want to explain something that has people looking at their work, because then that affects me. So that's primarily what you see: celebration, you see fun, you see joy, you see connection to Africa, and that's all I can say.
Good, thank you. Any questions? Okay, next is Mr. Brody. Mr. Brody's work is right here, Mr. Popping and following. These are different days.
Well, first, before going to the photos, honor to be among so many, as I say, dope photographers, and just be a part of a collective and getting a chance to speak to everyone, and learn about their style and their creative process and their thoughts. So that's what I want to say first.
Excuse me, I'm an old school. Now, is dope a compliment or is dope something that? I just want to know.
Dope is not as dope as you can get ultimate legit. It's a compliment. It's a compliment, yes, yes. And it's an honor to sit amongst so many dope old school photographers. I'm learning from all of you every day. No, but this work right here, first I wanted to, when Rudy said, you can bring whatever you want. And I thought about the neighborhood, and Hunts Point has historically been, a large Puerto Rican neighborhood. So I wanted to bring something that represent. None of these pictures were part of any, well, they're actually part of different collections that I've been working on. But when I started going through everything, I was just looking and saying, what can help tell the story of the community and Puerto Rican culture and pride? Because if you know any Puerto Ricans, especially on the Puerto Rican, not forget the Puerto Rican Parade, 116th Street Festival, you will see so much Puerto Rican pride that day. And I wanted to show that pride. So some of these photos, don't get me asking you to tell you the years, I can't remember all the years offhand, but that top photo is actually at the 116th Street Festival, and so is the photo with the gentleman riding a bike. And that photo with the gentleman riding a bike, I only wanted that big pun painting. I wanted that, and then 3 women that were in the photo. I was trying to get that. I'm trying to capture that. I composed that shot. This gentleman rode his bike right in front of the shot. I was across the street with Zoom, and he rode in front, and I was mad till I got home and saw that shot. So that shot was not intentional, but as Melanie said, sometimes mistakes want to be your best shot. The little boy, that's still my top 5 photos right here. The little boy looking up at his mother. Sometimes it's just perfect timing. I caught him looking up at his mother. I don't know what he's saying to his mother, but you look at his facial expression, look at how the little fellow is holding on to him. And so I just think now, what, mom? Because that looks like he's saying, what, mom? Yeah. And this car right here, the centerpiece. So when I was coming up the block, that's in Brooklyn at the Bushwick Puerto Rican Day Parade, which takes place the same day the Puerto Rican Parade in Manhattan, which I never knew about last year. I'm walking up the block, they're in the parade, and I said, Miss, can I take a picture? She said, yes. The baby was facing forward. And she said, come on, and she turned the baby put his hand on, I think it's on his girl. The baby was like, oh man, that's what look like again. So I shot that one first, and that photo of the baby looking down is what I shot after I took the photo. So look at the baby's expression. The baby's like, man, I'm tired of this already. Let's go home. But this made me think about leaving church on Sunday. So going back now. Remember when Harlem Day, the end of last day of Harlem Week used to be on Sunday instead of Saturday up on 100, it was on 125th Street back then? the church we went to was on 122nd at Mount Morris Park. So my mother used to drag us around the corner after church on a Sunday wearing hard bottom shoes and a suit and it's hot. And that's how I felt. So that's why I connect with that, because I'm like, man, the parents is the greatest thing in the world, but to that baby, I want to be home. I'm sick of this already. But none of these were shot on the same day. These were just these are actually maybe, I'm gonna say probably about 4 years, apart, from the time I shot the first one. But like I said, they all tell the story of Puerto Rican pride. So then that's what I wanted to bring in today. I'm well, not today, but for the gallery.
My favorite is the middle one, with all the kids piled in the car, reminds me of Bob trips with 9 cousins in the car.
But you can sit in the front, yes.
And you have seat covers.
Uh-huh.
That's great, and I love how the colors pop. They yell it.
You know what? I didn't realize all the written clue until the day I printed these. That's the other thing. So I used a different style when I went to print these. I never print on gloss because I nap all my images anyway, but I was trying something I was shooting on print on gloss and I didn't use borders. I can only put a border around them if I'm not matting it, putting the mat like how it has around it. But I said I want to go edge to edge and I'm using a gloss. So, but I didn't realize that, how the images and all the colors came together until the day I saw them at the printing.
So the gloss, I'm sorry.
Now, this will make me question.
Okay, so the gloss made it really pop?
Yeah.
That's, okay.
Yeah, I think the gloss made it jump out actually even more. But my two favorite actually, the little boy at the end and the center, the one in the center. Those are my two. Okay.
Yeah, next, Debbie has us all close and personal. The second book will be great. It will be actually the 2 main state. That's what we toast. Anybody want to get up and see what's there?
One of them.
Well, in case y'all didn't notice,
Let's just accent. So, up close and personal with us. I love this one, even though it's not in the city, but it puts me right there in Africa. Okay, and without further ado.
well, in case y'all didn't notice, I'm in a New York state of mind. I have been in New York for all of my life and just going around the city and just taking pictures. I have to also go back and Glenda because I was in Africa as well. I was in my first trip to Africa was to the Ivory Coast. And when I got there, there was another person who was on the plane with me. His name is David Wilkins. And when he got off the plane, he got down and kissed the ground. And that was his first time in Africa. And when you go there, as Howard was saying, they welcome you. And they say, oh, my cousin has come home. So I felt good about big. I've been to. I felt the first time that I left the United States and went to Africa, I left Black. When I came back, I was an African American. Okay, now, born in Harlem Hospital at night. I was just going down the street and it just jumped out at me. I said, I have to take that picture. And that's Harlem Hospital at night. This one was taken during COVID. I was out with Dave and we were coming we were able to drive around everywhere because there was no traffic out there. And I was able to get out the car, walk in the middle of, what is that street? That's,
Yeah. It's a
Park out.
perfect stop here. It's a perfect.
and I had it just, I mean, it was just, I was just there. I said, oh, no, I gotta take that picture. So if you notice, a lot of my pictures are of me shooting up, like I'm under something shooting up. With this one, also with the Rockefeller Center, I call that one Atlas. And with Radio City, the New York City Library. I call it the lion, the library's lion. Empire State Building, shooting up. Then, of course, there's Harriet Tubman. I was at a birthday party for a friend of mine at the River Cafe, and that one just jumped out after I took all these pictures. That one was like, oh, that's the picture. And as your photographers know, you can take 100 pictures and only find one. I was at the US Open for tennis, for the Unisphere, and I waited for it to turn around to be Africa. To take that picture. Niagara Falls, just George Washington Bridge at night. The day I took that picture, I was down there with a group of other photographers. I caught that picture, and just as I had clicked the shutter, because it was a long exposure, the rangers came around and said, oh, y'all can't be down here, it's too dark, get out. We had to get out, I got my picture. And that's it. So New York, state of mind, Debbie B. Jackson.
Nice.
Everyone can see um, how the mind of the photographer can vary. And go from one mode to another, from Africa, the George Washington Bridge, the kids in the car, the people dancing, and it's great. Okay, so
I just wanted to say something, because I saw it, but you know, when you look at pictures and when you see something, you didn't see it the first time. And I just recently started doing night shots, right? Which is very challenging, by the way, because of the lighting, but I just noticed that you were able to actually have a reflection. coming
Yes.
From there, and that's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
You know, so.
And I had another picture that came late, that's supposed to be right here, of the George Washington Bridge, and that I think is one of my best photos. And I shot it from above the bridge, looking out into New York, and there were cars going across, so it was a long exposure, so it just looks like streets going across the bridge. But anyhow.
they're great photos, and they put you right there on the scene. This is my favorite if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions for Debbie?
Excuse me? Niagara Falls, I was on the Canada side shooting into New York.
Great.
Debbie?
Yes.
So why did you decide to, like, not frame them like that?
Oh, right, all of my photographs are on canvas. And I'm a landscape photographer, but I have found that when you put them on canvas, it looks like paintings as opposed to pictures. So all of my works are, I didn't talk about Yankee stadiums. Look,
Great.
driving down, I was a passenger, driving down the Major Deegan, going to see Joel Osteen at Yankee Stadium, the new Yankee Stadium, before it opened. And I'm going past, I said, whoa, there's two of them. That's what, you can't get that picture anymore.
It's dormant.
Can't get it anymore.
That's the thing about the photography. If you don't get it down, the next second it's gone.
It's gone.
Two Yankees.
All right.
Two Yankee stadiums.
Oh,
Yes.
Rich.
Which one? You stated you actually got that picture.
In both Yankee stadiums at the same time, yes. Before they were down, because you can't get that picture anymore. No. That's because
Classic.
at that time.
Okay, so next, this is my wall here. My mindset in doing these pictures, I believe everything has a photographic quality or value to it. So these top pictures were from the Botanical Garden Orchid Show. And I just love this red plant or whatever you call it, the flower. And I enlarged that. This is also from the show. I also did a Hall and Brown plant series because I was walking through Hall in 2008. And it was looking pretty good, the way they did all of the buildings in the brownstone. So I do a brownstone series, change it to art, and this is going to be the photograph, and that's the art. These other photos were, let's see, Central Park, with the reflection of melody. The baseball pictures, I go to the baseball games, I had a press pass so I could go down to the field and get these shots. I wanted to compare this little league shot with the professionals as an aspiration from going to this for the kids. And this was some fashion show stuff I did. And you recognize these folks. And it's very, you get lucky when you can get close to these people and say something to them. They're all very cooperative in doing that. And this is the accident that we talked about earlier. I did this by mistake, just messing around with it, and it came out pretty nice. And that's about it for me. Now, which is your favorite? My favorite is this.
Yeah, mine too. We need to put that up.
Yeah, I just got it in the mail. I did it on a candy. I just got it. Yeah, that was, the guy had on a white sweater with wooden buttons. And I just did a mirror of him holding the horn, and that's what came out. I said, oh, wow.
You said you did a mirror. What do you mean by that?
So this is called a mirror effect. You're just mirroring one side to the other.
How did you do it?
No, that's in the program.
Okay.
With online. I forgot what it was.
Um,
But it'll say mirror. I did one with a 6 train also where they're coming like that. Yeah, but photography is fun. I love it. And the thrill to me is when you look at your own stuff and say, that looks pretty good.
I'm an action junkie for, being a street photographer.
Yeah.
So mine and being a little league mom for my son for about 5 years and being there at the plate when the action is coming. That is mine, like all eyes is on me. Is he in? Is he out? Like everybody's like focused in, and that's like those Kodak moments that you just like you have to be there. And if you get the shot, it's like got a tear coming down, But that's absolutely my favorite.
I'm sorry.
No.
And speaking of the mindset, this with the that was on my mind. And I waited and waited and finally got out. These guys are all on the team.
I have a question.
Sure.
The photo, there was one that you wish you would have included, or any more you wish you would have included in the series?
What was your state of mind?
My state of mind?
Yeah.
My state of mind in doing this show here was I wanted to get, because it was a sister, I just wanted to capture her, and I took about 5 shots, and this was my favorite. I don't know if I can get sued for showing. That's one of my favorite ones. Going to these big fashion shows, you have all in these places. It's a lot of people. They're very generous to you and whatnot. And I go out, I look at everything and wonder how it was in the photograph. And you just shoot it and go home and see what happens.
Shot number 4, did you shoot it in with the reflection of the skyline on the water? It's very
Yeah.
painterly.
No, I didn't ask that. That's not it.
Okay. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's 110th Street, Central Park.
Mhm.
8,000. Linux Avenue. Okay, now the middle. We have some beautiful shots of other places. Right?
Yes, tell us.
State of mind. So,
So overall, hello, everybody. I'm Big Faves. This is also my creative consultant who created everything. Hello. So I think that overall, my state of mind was to show my range throughout the course of 10 years of making images. This has been what I've thought is some of my strongest work, which is ever able to find. So this is it. What was your question?
Oh, this one.
So I mean, so yeah, that was when I kind of my earlier days of when I picked up a camera. This is walking the streets of Harlem. This is 155th Street, crossing over to the Bronx, I believe. And I found it probably the day before I had to print, and I thought it was just I surprised myself. I think looking back.
Yeah, no,
So yeah.
no, it's good, and the changing things kind of draws their attention to the street itself.
So yeah, I think my specialty is more landscape architecture. I consider myself more of a cultural ethnographer, and my commitment is more through anthropology and sort of a particular experience, and this has been it. I go through all the images starting from the top here. This is in Harlem, two men playing chess, but also in the back there you have the father and son sort of having a moment as well. Then about Morris Park. Back in 2017, I believe. In Los Angeles, California. I'm a big fan of palm trees. Next, we have saw this walking up the west side one day, and I thought it would make a great image. Ice cream truck and the person giving up ice cream. Here we have Caden self-portrait. After playing basketball, I decided to make an image of him. This is Chuck, one of my mentors in Syracuse, New York. Just captured him smiling in the moment. I thought that was a beautiful feat. Here we have, I was walking through in Cuba, Havana, Cuba, and made this image as well back in 2017 or so. This, like I said, is in Harlem, probably 2015 or so, down 7th Avenue, 8th Avenue, rather, excuse me. This is down the street from the Bronx ArtSpace, Loretto Park, I believe it's called. Just found it, captured the sunset. And this is the most latest photo here in 2024 that I made in Pelham.
Any questions from Malik?
Yeah.
One on Loretto, did you do that before the gallery showing or after?
Yeah, everything is done before. Nothing. I didn't create any work. This is probably one of my earlier photos. Yeah.
Okay, good. The other two behind here, I'm sorry.
What's your favorite work?
I don't think I created it yet. I don't think it's. Today, I would probably go with the most latest photo there, the sunset.
Okay.
At the bottom there.
Okay, very good.
So I'm sorry.
Your creative assistant,
Yes.
what's your?
Okay, good. Now, around the other side here, there's two more. They're not here, but this is Michael Kwame Yoba. These are his images. And this side is Kenya Smith. Okay.
How you doing? All right.
Yeah.
So you just joined me here at a photographer's state of mind here in the Bronx, New York City, at the Bronx Art Center. and so many amazing photographers sharing their work. So they had a walkthrough talk of their work. You have the works here: Paul Brody, Howard Cash, Rudy Collins, Melaine Hill, Debbie Jackson, Glenda Jones, Malik Payne, Kenya Smith, and Michael Yoba. And so if you're ever in the Bronx area, I do believe this exhibition is here for another month, but check it out. Come out and check out all this amazing photography. And this is my first day out and giving you guys some stories and some content of amazing work that's happening here and around the city. So this is Ron on the Move and sharing some of their work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around so that you can see some of the work, and then I'm going to sign off. Okay? How about that? Okay, let me just change this camera around. And here we go. Let's do that. So you see it's a packed house today. Lots of folks are here. And so this is some of my favorites by Malik. Malik is right here. And some of his work. I love this. This is one of my favorite concepts here as well. I've taken photos like that. Also, you see here, and you can see, I love this one. This is his work from Cuba. Oops, Cuba, right there. And these great shots. And obviously, everyone loves photos of the celebs. And this is the work by Rudy Collins. And you see all the amazing. He was talking about he was talking about the row houses in Harlem. Hey, Kenneth Nelson, how you doing? Thanks for being there. Oh yeah, I had to come out and support and be able to share some of this beautiful work. Great photographers, wonderful people, a great community. It's a full house today. And so, maybe I can get a quick interview here. Let's see if anyone's available. And then I can turn on my other mic. Let me see if I can do that. So that would be cool too, right? I think that would be great. So let's see who we can get to talk. So Rudy,
Yo,
do you want to be on? Do you want to be on camera?
sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn this on. Okay, so we are talking to Mr. Rudy Collins, and this is his work. And so, Rudy, how long have you been photographing?
About 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
And what drew you into photography?
I was in South Korea in the Air Force, and I wanted to get pictures of the jets taking off.
Okay.
Rick bought a camera.
Uh-huh.
It was hooked from that day.
Wow, you see that? We photographers, it's one thing that's a trigger.
That's right.
One thing that triggers it, and then multiple stuff starts happening over a lifetime.
Yeah, because I wanted to get pictures of the jets at night with the afterburners.
Okay.
And I sat out there late one night and got that, and then just going around in the rice paddies, it was so colorful.
Oh my
So when I
God.
came home in 1972, I bought my first camera, and I was off to the races.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You see that, guys? Yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Thank you, Rudy.
Take care now.
Thank you. Let me see if I can walk around. Oh yeah, well, my buddy here, Howard. I'm gonna be invasive. So this is Mr. Howard. So Howard, how long have you been photographing?
I started in, I was in the photography business around 1973.
1973.
Right.
And let me get that in here. So, what was the thing that inspired you to, go to some of the amazing work that you shared here?
I always wanted to go, even before I saw roots, I always wanted to go to Africa. I was given the opportunity. I was at City College. I did the original operation for the program. So I missed my chance in 77.
Okay,
I was able to go in 78.
nice.
And it was a trip that changed my life.
And I noticed that you also, when you were speaking and sharing about your work, is that you were also, because you saw so many other photographers working, that you were also inspired to create something that was different, significant
Yeah.
from others, to give yourself that separation.
Yes.
What made you decide to do that?
I came out of a school that was very competitive.
Okay.
LACC had a very competitive photography program. It was one of the best on the West Coast. These guys were tough. I mean, they were smart, they were skilled. And I knew that I had to distinguish myself from my peers.
Yes.
No disrespect. It was just, I didn't want to do things everybody else did.
Yes.
So for me, a natural space was Africa. And I knew they weren't coming there.
Uh-huh.
So well, my job is to get some great images out of there, and that's what I did.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining us and thank you for sharing great work. I want to make sure that everyone comes up to see this. Thank you so much,
And thank you
Mr.
for
Howard
being
Cash.
cancer-free.
Yes, I am cancer free. Thank you, buddy.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna make my rounds, guys. Let's go to. I see over here, Mr. Malik is busy, and I'm gonna walk over to someone else that spent some time in Africa. Would you like to be tagged? May I photograph? May I record you and you share a little bit about your work?
Of course, you leaving? Yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I do better when you ask me questions. Okay? I like to stay behind the pictures. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't want to take up, ever. In my slideshow that I was creating.
So and your name again is?
Linda Jones.
Linda Jones. And Linda Jones.
Glenda Jones.
Glinda, sorry.
Good witch, Glenda.
Glinda.
Okay.
It's Glinda. And so she has shared her work, and I want you to see her amazing photos from Ethiopia.
Southern Ethiopia from down in the Omo Valley. The Omo Valley is in the southern part of the country. There are about 10 to 15 different indigenous people living down there.
And what gave you the incentive to go to Ethiopia?
Oh, I've been to 35 African countries multiple times, but okay. You want to know the honest to goodness?
Yes. What made you go to Ethiopia?
What made me go to the Omo Valley and I've been to Ethiopia.
Okay.
I've been up to the capital, Addis Ababa, and so forth, and the Lalibela, the other, tourist places.
Yes.
But the reason I went to Omo Valley is I was at City Island. I went into this art place and I saw these people that I knew that were very, very unique and different from places in Africa that I had been to. So I looked up the person's name who had taken the pictures and I reached out to them and Katie barred the door. I was in there. So that's what made me go because his work was so unique.
And now she has created her own unique work, and these photos are absolutely amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
They are truly amazing. She captures the soul of each one of these wonderful people. And which one is your favorite?
I've got several favorites. Okay.
Yes.
Of course, the one with the three girls because she caught me looking at them, and it's I call that one
Perfect.
"I See You." This one, I love her, and I'm gonna tell you why. When I saw her, and I looked at how beautiful her face was, and realized she didn't have on no makeup, and it's like, how beautiful can she?
Yes.
No makeup, no nothing. This is how she looks every day. And that's one of the reasons I love capturing her. Yeah.
So we share something. We share a similar experience. I was based in South Africa.
Okay.
I lived there for a little season of my work.
Uh-huh.
And when I would go into the townships, it's very rare that they see black photographers.
Yes, that is.
And most photographers are European.
Yes.
So when I was walking through the township, it was like I was my. Everyone came out their house. Everyone wanted a photo. Everyone to touch me.
A photo with you.
Yes, and they wanted.
Yes.
Yes, and they wanted to be there. So, what was the experience like for you?
Okay, I was going to say, can you imagine what it is like since that was your experience as a black man?
Yes.
Yeah, how many black women do you think walking around with a camera?
Never.
around their neck?
They'd never
That's
seen it.
right. So, so yes, yes, yes. I mean, I was embraced. Pictures being taken. Come with me. Come to my house.
Yes, come to my house.
Take pictures. Take
Yes.
family. Everything. So they were so engaging. And the issue that I have, I don't speak any of their local languages.
Okay.
And so therefore I always have to have an interpreter with me. But I have been blessed to have a wonderful young man by the name of Ito. And so as we go, Ito is with the Hammer people.
Yes.
So as we go to maybe see the Suri or the Mercy, then we get another one that speaks the local language. So
Wow. Wow.
just have people.
When you were sharing your story,
Uh-huh.
I felt every word you were saying. I literally experienced it.
Yeah.
And it's something that is so remarkable when people see us in Africa and they see us photographing.
Because
It's a
they
powerful.
want us to make sure that we have something to take back.
Yes.
They give us wonderful expressions and everything.
Yes.
Patient. Absolutely. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate your story. I love your work.
Thank
And
you.
if you ever go to Ethiopia, you need a hitchhiker, I'm with you. Take care.
Take care.
I have a YouTube channel called Touch Base Daily,
Well, then here,
And-
give me the information on the back of this.
and I come on. I'll come back around.
Okay.
But my Touch Base Daily show is every day at 11 o'clock a.m. And each day has a different theme. Monday is Motivation Monday. Tuesdays is Tip Tuesdays for photographers or people that are interested in photography. On Wednesday, I interview photographers. So I want to interview you. And then on Thursdays, we do what's called um, Trend Watch Thursday, which is usually about politics and all that stuff. And then Friday, we do a show that's really dedicated to Focus Friday. And we focus on YouTube or social media that encourages, inspires, and enlightens people. And Howard has been on the show. So if you go to Touch Base Daily, just Google it, Touch Base Daily, and you'll go to my YouTube channel. Howard's been interviewed. And Cord has been called, and a couple of other folks have been interviewed. My last interview a couple of weeks ago was Keith Major. So that was a really amazing interview.
Okay, I can imagine.
Okay, so I'll reach out to you for sure. I would love for you to tell your story, and so people can see it and hear. Thank you. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna make my rounds. Okay, here we go. Oh, you want me? There you go. So then I'm gonna go to make my rounds over. And this is Carl, and you guys know Carl because he is a star to our show. And yes, hold on to that. You can talk into this. I'm going to drag you into this conversation.
Drag me in.
So Carl has also. I've had the opportunity of interviewing Carl on our Touch Base Daily Wednesdays, but here's another one of his collections in another gallery. And so tell us about this work.
Well, actually, so this really this really isn't all one collection. I actually looked up a couple of collections and put them in. So the collection, if you look at it, that's a collection that I'm working on of just little kids.
Yes.
But for this exhibit, since they said we can bring whatever we wanted, I wanted to represent the community. This point has been historically known as a Hispanic community. So I wanted to come in here and represent for the community. So I put all these photos together and just did that. It also represents Puerto Rican pride and celebration. You guys got to come down here to the Bronx Art Space and see it. And just to appreciate it. But out of all these photos, I think I got two that's my favorite. But actually, I love everything. But the two that I really love is the one this is the baby. You know, the baby was tired. You can look at his face, or her face.
I love this shot.
And then this photo right here, I shot this on Park Avenue on 124th Street. And I don't know what that little boy's saying to his mother, but
It's priceless.
and
It's priceless. Priceless.
so I named that photo What Mom? Because that's the look that he has in his face. He got a serious look. And his sister is almost like a hand on his shoulder. Like, take it easy, bro. Like, so that's one of
His facial expression is everything.
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 Yes, I love that shit. I love that. And as we were talking earlier, sometimes the mistakes also turn out to be your best shots. This photo up here, the gentleman on the bike rolled into my shots, and I was mad. So I got home to see the shots. And I
And
was
it's
like,
perfect.
he actually makes the shot.
He actually makes the shot. And he pulls it all together.
Yes. Because I was only trying to get the guy and the three girls with big pun, it's a big pun sign. But when he rolled in, it made it a perfect shot. I just didn't know what I shot.
I love it.
And I just want to say, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Brian Lewis. I'm a survivor. He is singing right now. But I want to give a shout out. Ron doesn't see me, but I do pop in on the show. When I'm sitting in my office, I will pop in, listen to the show. I do say, hey, what's up, Ron? But he never sees me because he got 500,000 people watching. And I pop in and out of the show. And lately, you guys are talking a lot about politics. So on Monday or Tuesday, I'm gonna need you guys to talk about what's really going on in the Trump administration. Because what's going on is a lot of folks don't realize this. They are trying to preserve white male dominance.
That's it.
Supremacy. And I've been telling people this. You guys are gonna say he did say that. Don't be surprised. They say segregation is back. And what he'll say is they won't use those words. They're gonna say something more like, you don't have to sell to anyone you don't want to.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen. So we're going to go back to that. So I'm telling all of you people now, we have to be prepared for this. I know I'm going off topic.
No, that's okay. Oh, we are live and we're sharing.
We have to be prepared for that because I don't think this younger generation is. You know, I want to, a few years back, I had a tow truck driver pick me up, and he and I were talking. And he said, black folks are better off during segregation. I didn't understand it at that time. So I said it to a friend. I told my friend, he said, we were. And that's what my friend said. He's one of those people that say something one sentence, we were. And it makes you think, and I started thinking back. We were. We owned our own stores, our own newspapers. We had black doctors, black lawyers, all in our communities. And we don't have that today. Our money circulated within the community, and our communities thrive. We had much more folks, affluent people.
Yes.
And we've actually lost that because we started spending money outside of our community. We don't give back, and that's what we were going to really have to start doing again. Because the only thing that they expect in this country is the dollar.
Absolutely.
We are the biggest consumers, and we have that power to make them respect us. But forget that. Let's create our own communities again and just thrive again.
Community is the key. Community is the key.
We also need to bring back, and you're probably saying he's crazy, and I think I'm making.
No, not at all.
I'm not making any jokes. We need to really bring back Ebony and Jet magazine. We need to bring back, what's the other one about finance?
Black Enterprise.
Black Enterprise. These are the things we need to bring back because if you guys all remember Jet magazine, there's 3 pages that everyone remembers. Everyone remembers the centerfold, right? It was always the photo before the centerfold, and they had the photo of the week of some celebrity, someone affluent, whatever, politician. You turn that page behind the Ebony of the week, the photo of the week, always had the photos of black family.
Yes.
They always showed, he always showed about 6 couples that were married that week. And they were just regular couples. Since we've gotten away from that, that's when that whole false narrative that we bought into about black men not marrying, getting married, no black fathers in the neighborhood, black men not being husbands, black men leaving their family, all that's false. And we need to bring those images back so we can see all of that again and break that false narrative that we have also bought into. We got to change that. That's all I want to say because I can go on and on.
Well,
Thank you
those
very
are
much.
great. That's great information, man. And you're sharing something that is really important and key to us. And that's why we do what we do as photographers, is that we highlight the positivity while the rest of the world is working on the negative.
And you know what? And that's the other thing. I like to go out and have, yes, I like to capture happy moments and tell the story. And one of the things I'm doing with my photography is I want to control the narrative. I want to tell the story. Because if we don't control the images, somebody else does, and they tell the story of who they think we are. And right now, when you look at a lot of the photographers out there that shoot black culture today, what are they shooting? They're shooting rappers. They're shooting the most thuggish, ruggish, ignorant, excuse my language, shit that you can find. It's black culture. That is not who we are. It's the community. Community. But that's what these folks are. Us controlling
Controlling the narrative.
you control the images. You know, if you look at what's going on with Trump, I know I'm going on.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot that's happening in the world.
When I saw this week with Trump, and they said Trump is now handpicking who he wants to come to be part of the White House correspondence.
Yes.
I said that's huge. Because you know what? If he handpicks who he wants, knowing the people that he likes like him, guess what? They're only going to tell the story that he wants.
He won.
And we have no choice but to buy in and believe it because they control the narrative.
And that's how we have these platforms
exactly.
to tell our story.
Exactly. So with platforms like mine and our work, we can tell the truth.
Amen to that. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me find Mr. Malik. Mr. Malik, come on over, sir. Okay, so Mr. Malik is here, and I want to share I want him to share his work. Malik is one of my favorite people. He knows that, and he just inspires me. I just love seeing him online and his wonderful daughter, and they're a team. They're a pair.
Let her speak though. She has nothing to say.
She has something to say? You want to say something?
Maybe not.
So, what is your favorite? Here, you can hold on to that.
Okay.
And what is your favorite photo of your collection? I know you said it was this guy.
Yeah, today
And
is this one.
what makes that one your favorite?
I think the color scheme, the shadows, and just the presentation and the symmetry of it. That's what I'm a big fan of. It's my work. Again.
And what? How did you get into photography? What was the thing that drew you into? You know what? I got this little camera. I want to share it. Every time I see you, you always have a camera, and so obviously the camera means so much to you. What was the driving force of you becoming a photographer?
I think I wanted to document my day to day, and as I talk about it now in terms of like anthropology and being a cultural ethnographer. And so, I started back in 2015. So 10 years forward now, documenting my daughter's life and anyone around me, documenting my communities, people that I care about. That's been, something that I'm very committed to.
Nice. Well, like I said, we have a cycling date, and we also they just announced for the Gallery Armory show.
Okay, yes.
I'm going to be there every day.
Okay.
I'm going to be there every day, but you're going to be there one of those days. Okay. Thank you, man. And follow his work. He's an amazing person, just a beautiful dad, and I think a great representation of male leadership. Okay, I think they want you over there because they're going to do a group picture.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, connection. Can I have your attention, please? Thank you very much. How we doing today? All right. Here we go. Here we go. Malik, don't hide back there. Come forward, my brother. Forward. Here we go. Everyone say yes?
Yes.
Everyone say yes? Yes. Hold on. Hey, go ahead, photographer. So I can go ahead.
Oh, it's also Sabine.
Sabina.
Yes, Sabine.
Come over here.
Back a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Wonderful. Everyone say yes?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
They say yes.
And guys, that was wonderful. I'm gonna sign off. There's so many more I could interview. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody, but this was absolutely an amazing experience. I'm so glad I came up. And this is my first show as I am now cancer free and stepping into my new life with new purpose. And I'm so excited that I'm able to share this information with our community, with you, because you are important. And connecting you with these amazing photographers is what it's all about. Okay, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And until I see you again on the road here on the move, I'll see you soon. Touch Base Daily will be on Touch Base Daily on every day this week at 11 a.m. And I'll see you there. Take care. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.